Yep.
Good thing will be, though, is you're coming to a place where this Saturday and next Saturday is at least a home to where you can you pretty much know things you can adjust without maybe even having to call them.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It's
Very true.
I mean, you go back and you look at the stats of the Illini every year. We were no better or no worse than we were. Actually, we were better this year than we had been any year.
Yeah.
I go to Farmer City for a big show, man. It is a struggle bus hard.
I'm terrible there. I am god awful there. I don't get to run there a lot either, but
if we show up for a weekly show, oh, watch out, buddy. We're gonna be good, but
That's true. Okay.
yeah, I want to say it's been. I bet it's been 5 years, 6 years since I've been there. 18 or 19, Jeff. I can't remember.
It's been a while. It was before COVID.
Oh yeah.
Because you did a night there, and then you went to Fairbury the next night.
Yep, I remember those. Those were hot nights. Woof. Dad about passed out twice working on the car out the next day. I said, let's go in the toter home, relax for a minute.
All right, let's show this to the Speedway page real quick, and then we'll be ready.
Yeah, I got my notifications from you, so. Didn't mean to do that. All right, let's get all that stuff off there.
All right, that's all shared. Okay. And we're about 20 people in right now, so.
Good.
All right, guys, welcome to another episode of the Peoria Speedway live show. Tonight I've got Trevor Neville, driver of the 777 multi-fire lethal chassis. Trevor, how's it going tonight, bud?
I can't complain about too much. I've been avoiding doing this for you a long time now, so here we are.
I know. It's been since Hot Lap Hero days. So now we got you on here finally. And I'm also joined by Cole Swibold, driver of the 98 late model Kryptonite car.
Yes, sir.
We're going to talk about the Gary Cook Jr. Memorial coming up. I brought Trevor on because his family has a history with the Cooks. Both Nick and Derek both were, I say, somewhat of a teammate to Gary. They were in the Cook Jr. cars, chassis. And then Trevor even got a B-mod ride with Cook Sr. In his early days.
Yeah.
So Trevor, this race with your family's history with the Cooks, it's you try to win every race at Peoria you're at, or any race you go anywhere, but this race is one of the special ones to you. You were probably a little young when your brothers were racing with Cook, but you got any stories or anything you'd like to tell, or things you remember? Or
no, so pretty much I grew up with Dawson. Me and Dawson were in the same class, went to middle school and grade school together. And then kind of Dawson moved, and I remember when Gary got sick, but past that, I wasn't racing. I was just a kid at the time, but like my brothers and my father and stuff all speak highly of Gary. Like we show up every year for this race to try to win it. We go to Peoria and we go to Spoon River to the Cook Jr. Memorial every year. And when Senior was still around, it was always a point to try to win it for him. And I've always failed. So here we are this year, and hopefully with a new car and some new mojo, we'll get it done this year.
It seems like you always you're either setting fast time on the specials when we got fast time awards, and then come feature time, something. I mean, you're still up there in the top 5, top 3. It's been a little struggle to pull the big one off whenever we've had a special over. But I mean,
if there's a Facebook ad for it, and it's one of my weekly tracks, you can promise I'm going to ride the struggle bus. Just like Farmer City or Fairbury. If it's a big show, watch out, boys. We're going to be in the back for a minute.
Yeah. And this is it's 2 good paying mod races in a row at Peoria, because this weekend we got the Cook Jr. That's 2064, and then next week we got the Mars Series paying $20.98 for the Gary Swibel Memorial. I haven't heard for sure, but I could probably bet we're going to see a few Mars guys probably pop in this weekend because there's nothing else going on. So it'll give them an extra chance to get some laps before next week. So I'd hope we'd get 25, 30 mods, I would hope, this weekend with I think Macon's the only other racetrack racing. So
Yeah, I've talked to a few people I've talked to. Everybody said something about Kankakee Friday night maybe, and then going there Saturday. So
yeah. Should be a good. Like I know, Stephen Brooks. He messaged me. He said he's coming, but other than that, I really haven't. I think if Stipp can get off working this week to get the car ready, and I'm sure him and Mark Rhodes were coming over, and then you, and then the locals. I'm sure Chastain will be there. Josh Allen will probably pop in. He's usually over here for specials. Brandon Roberts did tell me he's coming, so it'll be a good Central Illinois field, I believe. So it should be a good night of racing.
Oh yeah,
track it's going to be hard. I will say that it's going to be hard. They've been Cody and Brandon got on it. Well, since play day, they've been working on it since play day, but Saturday they kind of hammered it down to where Jay can just get out there and water and let sit and pack and let sit and sheep's foot it and do his normal stuff. So hopefully it works out pretty good for this weekend.
Be good to see a couple grooves. I think it'll happen. I mean, with the weather, temperatures, the way it's looking, I think it'll be 2 grooves or 3. I mean, I know Peoria's a tight, but it'll be fun to watch. And you get guys like Trevor and other guys get up on the wheel. I mean, I would hope to see 30 cars. Honestly, I would think because there's nobody else running, but it's early yet. But I kind of wonder how the car counts for the next 2 weeks should be really good.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know what the Friedmans are doing or what Lyndon Whitfield or even Kyle Hammer. I mean, you might know what Kyle's doing, but you're pretty good friends with Kyle. But
yeah. I mean, like I talked to a few guys from Indiana. Like they all made it sound like they might venture this way. And like I figured Mike McKinney would show up. I figured Zeke McKenzie would probably show up too.
Oh yeah.
Back.
Hey, there you are. We never left. You did.
No.
You guys
working all right, Jeff? Yeah, we're here.
I wonder what happened there. Sorry about that, guys. I'll pull Trevor back up here. There we go. Yeah, so a couple Indiana guys sound like they'll be coming over. Like probably McKenzie. Zeke McKenzie's probably one of them. Or
yeah, Brad DeYoung said something about he might venture over if everything works out. And then Mike, I'm sure Mike's going to show up. If there's big money at Peoria, you may as well write the check for him.
I don't know if you need – I mean, maybe, but he walked away with that Roberts Memorial last year. But, man, we've got guys – I mean, yeah, you're learning a new chassis, but you're one of the top ones at Peoria when you show up. So
we all hold our own, but I mean, when there's credit to give, there's credit due. You know? Mike's one of the best in the area, so
he is.
But maybe this year it'll be a different story, Jeff.
True, yeah. You always got to look up on that, but we didn't give you that. Well, I don't even know if we should call him the wild child anymore because he's tried to slow down a little bit. It looks like he's been going a little slower to go faster, but
he's damn smooth, that's for sure.
Except for Volusia, he was on it. He was on it at Volusia.
Yeah, if we go somewhere you can just hold it wide open and just barely turn the steering wheel, it's a lot more relaxing to say the least.
Eldora.
Yeah,
you like Eldora too. So so Trevor's gonna be planning on being at Peoria this week. Like I said, a lot of history with the Nevilles and the Cooks, so this one would mean a lot to Trevor. How'd the first weekend in the Lethal Chassis go for you?
It went as expected, maybe even a little bit better. I mean, results didn't show it, but I mean, when you completely have to overhaul a trailer and every spare part that you got and learn, everything's a new center to center measurement, everything's all new. So I mean, it went great. Can't complain about a thing. I think we got a really good potential with it. It's got really good speed right out of the box. Like we went back and looked at some lap times and stuff and compared to even the leaders. I mean, we were back in dirty air and lap traffic. Not lap. I was lap traffic for a while, I guess. But we were actually, I guess Friday night, Mike McKinney passed me to lap me, and I passed him back and pulled away from him. So it's like, we just got to get comfortable in it. Literally, the steering wheel sits different in it. The seat sits different. It's just a whole different feeling.
Yeah.
But
No, I'm sure you're ready to get it back to a track you know pretty well. I mean, you know Farmer City pretty well, but that was a lot of stout competition at that Mars. That Mars race had a loaded field from.
mm-hmm.
I mean, there was cars that didn't even make the show that you wouldn't have thought.
Yeah.
There was no way.
For sure.
So that was a good thing about that Mars. I mean, that Mars field is set right now to where there's going to be some good cars in it. And just, did you see that payout thing that they just released for the regions that Mars released today? I think it was today they released it. There's a region, and it's paying like $3,000, and the Mars races are counting towards it now. I guess last year, Jonathan, somebody on the Mars page released it today, I believe. So I saw it on there this afternoon. But
Trevor's gonna need to hire a media guy now.
Yeah,
keep him in the loop.
Your girlfriend should have been on that one, bud. She should have seen that.
She's pretty good, but she's got to work a full-time job and go to school, and I get to play race car driver, but I'm not good with whole social media, Facebook, all that stuff.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that though.
I think I made like one TikTok my whole life that got more than 100 views. So.
Yeah. No, it was I got to hang out with Trevor and his girlfriend during Stip's race party, and let's just say it was a fun time. She brings the excitement, that's for sure. Well, she's a good kid. She'll fight Ghost. She's a ghost fighter, but
nice.
She's fun. But yeah, so we'll see Trevor this weekend. Trevor, is there any sponsors before we let you go here? I told you it'd be a quick one with you, but any sponsors you'd like to thank?
I mean, we'll start off with David Streaming at Lethal Chassis, Excess Storage, Tanglania Paris, obviously Multi-Fire. Tommy came on board pretty big this year and helped us out, and it's cool. You got to give old Tommy credit because he's everywhere at one time. I think he's been in Victory Lane pictures at the same time.
But we're at the point now. We gotta Photoshop him in any picture that has Fire driver on it. Because he tries.
I love the dude to death. He comes around the shop here and hangs out for a couple hours every now and then, and he's always like, remember to mention me. And I'm like, Tommy, I got you, buddy. Don't worry. We'll take good care of you.
It's on the whole door now, so you can't forget it now.
Yeah, that's been quite a swing for some people. They love it, and other people hate it. That's a total change up, because normally we're the blue and yellow and something cool going on, and now it's just a basic. But hey, it's straightforward and it stands out. So
and sometimes plain is better just because it's not as busy and you can see everything on the car.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'll give a shout out to Barry Sauter too for doing all the designs and all the wrap work for me. Yeah, he helps me out all the time. And Davis Electric, we just took on Penske shocks too. So and they were a big help at Farmer City. So it's cool. We got a lot of good stuff going. It'll be an exciting year.
Yeah. So this Saturday at Peoria, you can catch the 777 Lethal Chassis at Peoria for the Gary Cook Jr. Memorial. It's $20.64 to win the UMP modifieds. Then we're also running UMP late models, the UMP street stocks. With street stock guys, we're back under the UMP sanction, so you will be getting national and regional points. UMP Hornets, the B mods, and this week is the Farmington Road kid mods. So we'll have all 6 classes on hand. Once we get through time trials, the show usually runs pretty fast. So that's my goal this week is I want to have that last checkered flag out by 9:50, 10 o'clock. So we all can.
Brandon Dean does too.
Yes. So again, come check Trevor and the rest of the UMP modifieds out this weekend as they race for the Gary Cook Jr. Memorial again. And Trevor, thanks for coming on and giving us some time tonight. I've only been trying for about 4 or 5 years to get you to come on one of these things. So
No, I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate Peoria Speedway too, putting on the shows and the money, and it's cool with the whole Keith thing that
Yeah.
happened and the money coming for that and the B mod race in the future. It shows that Peoria still has a small town racing heart to it. You know, everybody comes around for everybody.
yeah.
And that's you don't get that all the time, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, and we'll talk more about the Keith race here after we do talk about the Gary Swiper. But yep. So best of luck this weekend, and pit gates. We're going to open pit gates this weekend at 2:00, so that gives everybody plenty of time to get their paperwork filled out and get signed in with the My Race Pass. So most of you guys should have your accounts already for My Race Pass, so it shouldn't take that long. But paperwork's the longest. Getting that UMP membership and W-9s filled out is usually the longest part. So, all right, Trevor. Well, we'll see you this weekend, buddy.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
All right, you too. See you. All right, that was Trevor Neville, guys. Again, come check the 777 out at Peoria this weekend for the Gary Cook Jr. Memorial. Next, we'll move over to the Gary Swible Memorial. This is the 4th year now, Cole?
4th annual already.
Yeah,
in a fun, cool way, and a sad way at the same time, but it's we keep making this event bigger and bigger. And I think, like I said, Mars stepping in last year, we weren't sure what we were going to expect. The car showed up for both classes, both premier classes. You having Matt Curl and Jonathan Clayton kind of help running the show and along and all that really helps everybody at the Speedway as well. And I don't know, it made it. It's a pretty cool deal how they do their deal, and then how they still allow us to do a lot of the stuff we did for the first couple of years we did with Dad's Race. And I really look forward to this year. It looking like hopefully the weather stays pretty nice. Last year we got lucky, to say the least, but I'm hoping we can get a full show in all the way across, and which we still made it up. I mean, you guys still did makeup races throughout the year, which really sealed the deal and made things you made it right for everybody to have that chance. And I know we already picked up the beer and the Gatorade for the winners. We talked about that yesterday. And so like the Fast Time Award winner will get a 30-pack of Busch Heavy. And then each feature winner, the late models, modifieds, B mods will get, and who else are we missing? No, that'd be late models, B mods, modifieds.
And then Hornets.
Yep. Hornets, they'll get a 30-pack, and then the kids mods get a big case of Gatorade. And so we try to make it good. They all get a check. We got some hard charger award money coming in for the late models. We're kind of got a neat thing with my sponsor from the Peoria Heights VFW. He's going to give a sticker to all the drivers that come in for the modifieds and late models. And if they have that sticker on their car and they win, they'll get an additional cash amount. I think right now he's trying to make it 100 for the modifieds and 100 for the late models. That's just putting on a sticker.
Yeah.
Putting on the VFW sticker. So that's pretty cool. I don't know what we have the hard charger award at right now. I know we've already got 120 or 200 on that already. So we still got a couple weeks to ask some more people and see if they want to join in. And it's crunch time like always. We usually the week or two before the race is when it all everybody gets ready and gets antsy. So
yeah, exactly. So for the Mars late models, we've got a $500 fast time award.
Yep.
Now,
that's huge.
For the fast time for the Mars modifieds that night is $250. We have all the laps sold out in the late models at $50 a lap. So
that's awesome.
Good bonus money in the late model feature for the lap. Whoever leads that lap will get an extra $50. Modifieds, I'm down to 3 laps left.
I wondered how we were at today. I've been asking a couple people, and then my mom called me earlier. She goes, "Are we down to 3 laps?" I said, "I think so." Jeff's gonna talk about it on the live tonight for sure. So,
yeah, we're down to 3 laps. Once we get all those laps sold, I'm gonna put everybody's name who bought laps from the late models and modifieds into the wheel, And me and Cole can get on here and do a quick live while we do it, but we'll spin the wheel and we'll give 2 free pit passes away to whoever wins that.
Yeah, that'd be sweet,
So,
man.
thank you guys.
That's really cool. You guys did that. When you brought that idea, that's killer idea.
Yeah.
Get a chance to. It's a thank you
Yep.
back to them, a chance, and it's hell, like this year we bumped it up more than we've ever had for price, and people still paid.
Yep.
That 1 year, Justin Reed, I think what did we say he from his heat race win money, because we're working on heat race money too. I got a meeting this week with 2 guys to see if we can try to get that. Where the late models big picture goal you're hoping to get is like I think 300 to win, and then 100 for second, 100 for third, possibly for each heat race, depending on what we can get out of them. I'd like to make it that way. If not, if we get extra money, we can move it towards something else as well. But
Yeah.
we've done that in the past where I think last year we did it, but that 1 year, Justin Reed, him winning his heat race, he won the dash, and then he led almost every single lap.
He led every lap.
I think he did, because I think he walked away with it was like $7,800.
Yeah.
I think by the end of the night, and entered 2 cases of beer.
Yeah. That first year, I think we just did $20 a lap. And
Yeah.
the first and second year, yeah. The first year we did 20. Second year we did 30. Last year we did 40, and then this year I bumped it up again. We tried 50. Next year we may try something even different. I had an idea of we may charge. This might sound crazy, but I was thinking $100, but $50 of that goes to the driver. $50 of that goes to a payout for the fans who bought a lap. So we would draw
kind of like what Fairbury does.
Yeah, we would draw.
I love that idea.
Numbers, and we sell. So if we sell 40 laps at $100 a piece, that comes to $4,000.
Yep.
3 fans have the chance of winning between that $2,000. We would break it up to make it where 3 fans would walk away with some money that night. Kind of like a cash bash type of deal.
Absolutely. Which is cool. I mean, that money goes to the drivers, goes to the people putting in. That's a pretty neat deal. And I think you'll get it. It's money. Everybody loves green, so
I guess
we can push it pretty good too.
Putting a little bit of the gambling luck into this also, but we're helping out the drivers and the fans together. So I'm thinking everybody could get on board on that and have a fun time with it. So
totally agree.
We would just have to figure out how we would, like, I guess a driver or whoever bought a lap could draw a position or a car. I think it's a car number. I think is how they usually do it. Maybe we'd have to figure that out. We can figure that. We have a whole year to figure that out, but that's just something we're looking into doing next year. This year, I decided to do the 2 free pit passes to say a thank you to all the fans and sponsors for coming in and helping us on that. But like I said, we got 3 more laps in the modifieds. The modifieds are only $30 a piece. Yep. So I think next year we'll just do the late models at $100 and we'll keep the modifieds at $30.
Yeah.
And we'll do it that way. But so I hate to ask for too much, but I also want the fans to have a good time while they're doing this too. So
absolutely. But except Peoria Speedway keeps making bold moves. In my opinion, I'm not being biased by any means because I'm on the show, but they're putting it back to the locals. They're putting it back to the fans, the drivers, and then the races we put on. They mean a lot to us. Obviously, me, Keith's family, myself, everybody else, Gary Cook's family. We're one of the 2 tracks that still do a memorial for Gary, and that's really cool that it still lives on. And then the drivers that show up for these races are incredible. I mean, it's like we kind of joked the first year Justin Reed won. I mean, we didn't joke. It was Dad was always a guy for the small town guy. He wanted to see a big show and see that small town guy run up front, possibly have a chance to win. First year, Justin Reed wins. Bob Gardner's running second. Yep. Bob's ran big races and he's been around, but he's not a touring guy. No. So to see, those 2 guys like that. And then last year, Ryan Unziger goes back to back. Ryan runs the Mars series. He runs Summer Nationals and stuff, but He was a guy that my dad thought highly of. I still think highly of. Ryan's done a lot for me. Hell, he was one of the reasons one year we went to the Dome just because we had an oil pump, fuel pump situation we didn't know about. We had to have adapter plates, and we had to bring. He gave me his entire dry sump kit and parts and everything to make it work. We bring it to the Dome to give it back to him. So it's just Ryan's a guy that's always helped me, and anytime he can pit next to me or we get near him, we always talk, have beer with each other afterwards, and it's always been fun. So to see that, and I know this year, I don't know what we'll see for drivers. This year, actually, Lucas Oil, like we said, last year, I think World of Outlaws got rained out, so that's why like Dennis Urban, a lot of those guys could show up. Where this year, we don't know what the weather's going to bring for anywhere in the country.
Yeah.
So we hope to see. You always want to see big names. Like I made the joke to you. I said I've often wondered what it would be like to make a flow night at Peoria. Some of these tracks that are getting flow nights, I don't know why Peoria couldn't get one. We put on good late model shows. You'd only have 3 classes that night probably because of the show and who you'd be bringing in. But we could make Dad's night a flow night one night if I get the sponsor money like we're trying.
Yeah.
That'd be huge. We'd have 2 biggest races in Peoria history. Like I said, with Keith's this year is monster stuff there going on. Love it. So if we can keep building these 2 events, if this is a one and done for Keith's, or we continue to do it. I know we talk about building Dads up every year, and sky's the limit. Jeff, you keep coming up with ideas that we don't know if they'll work, and then they do. So we love
Exactly. We just
There's
throw
only one way to try it.
I mean, we throw it around together and just talk. Sometimes I think you guys think I'm crazy when I come up with some of these ideas, but they work.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Why not?
Look at the 1,400 to win we do it the last couple of years for Glenn Thompson.
Yep.
And the mental health.
Absolutely.
1,400 to win in every class.
Every single class, and it worked.
Yeah.
And nobody was mad about that night. It's like with the car counts proved, there was guys kind of like with this thing at Kokomo. There's guys building Hornets to go run that race. There was guys throwing Hornets together to run for $1,400 because it was the biggest thing. Street Stocks had a huge car count that night. The B mods had a good car count, and then of course late models and modifieds too. It was just the things that come out of your brain, and then when it actually comes on paper, then the results, you see it. I love it. And I think people are seeing it too. Peoria is not just we've all known Peoria's had a reputation because it's Peoria, It's every racetrack has the same BS, and when people come down and see the races we're putting on, they're finally, I think, seeing the good things. I mean, the new dirt. We've watched Eldora, we've watched Fairbury, Volusia. These big name tracks get dirt and either like it or absolutely hate it. I think Fairbury's been one that actually they stuck with it, made it work, where Eldora had to rip it up. Volusia had to rip it up. Peoria, the first night out, it was not terrible. It had ruts, it had holes, but it wasn't to where it was unraceable. So you guys didn't have to rip it out. You know what I mean? And Cody and Jay and Brandon, everybody down there has been working on it, and I really look forward to this weekend, weather permitting. We get some good laps in it, and that track's going to be good because it was great for play day.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of laps, and then the weather changed throughout the entire day of play days.
Yeah.
So I think Dad's race will be just as good. I hope to see 30-plus late models. I think that chance is there because locally there's nothing going on.
Right.
You don't have MLRA anymore. So you have Lucas Oil Racing. I forgot where. Then I think World of Outlaws are down in Talladega. So you have that opening.
Yeah.
Where we're centrally located right off the interstate, and April 26th, hopefully see a good show and a good amount of cars and put on a show for the fans.
Yeah, they're at because Mars next week, so they're at 34 Raceway or tipped in on Thursday, 34 Raceway on Friday and Saturday for the Slocum. I'm gonna go head over to 34 Friday night and go see Brad and Jesse and Clayton and Curl and them, and I'm gonna go see them on Friday night and then be back for Peoria Saturday. The next week, Friday night, they're down at Brownstown at the Bull Ring.
Okay.
For Mars late models. So they'll have two nights, Friday at Brownstown, Saturday at Peoria.
Yep.
Uh,
And they're off on Sunday because we're not doing East Moline swing, and
Yeah.
they're not at Quincy yet, right? Quincy's not for
Quincy's
later in the
actually on
year.
Friday night, so
Oh, that's right.
yeah. So
That's right.
my plan is to head over there for that Friday show they have too. But
Yep.
Jeff Fall, yes, modifieds are $30 a lap. I've got 3 laps left. It's lap 11, 24, and 25. So yeah, $30 a lap for the modifieds. That's all that we got left. But yeah, so it's a good swing this weekend and next weekend for the Mars Late Models.
Absolutely.
Next weekend it's Mars Late Models and modifieds both. This
Yep,
weekend
Friday
the
and Saturday.
modifieds aren't on the schedule. They're over in IMCA land.
MCA country. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with IMCA. I love me some IMCA street stocks.
Oh yeah, man. They put on their street stocks put on some of the best damn shows at any track that they have. Marshalltown proves it every damn week, but even at Burlington, at East Moline, and then even Lee County, a lot of them tracks over there. You can go farther into Iowa. Where was that? Where was they at? 2 week was it? I always butcher, not Maquita, but
Makokata.
Makokata. I was way off. That track looks beautiful. Great facility, and I've seen great races there on flow and different things, and you don't hear anybody bad talk about it. And if Jeff Hooker's putting money into a race to put it somewhere, it ain't no joke. So
yeah,
really, really good to see how that's been working. That's why this Mars series schedules. It's bigger than it's ever been.
Mm-hmm.
It's spread out, and they laid it out where you can drive to them and still be on it. That's where I really like where Dad's race laid right in the beginning. Whether you never know what April's going to give you, but we hope it works out. And Brownstown on Friday night coming to they call that a bull ring. Then they're coming to a real bull ring at Peoria.
Yeah.
So it's elbows up, and hopefully you get a lot of guys to travel it, follow it, and maybe we'll have one of our biggest car counts we've had for this race.
Yeah. And yeah, guys, we may be running. So it's Mars Late Models, Mars Modifieds. Yes, we're running our B mods, UMP Hornets, and our kid mods. But for the guys that are coming to watch the Mars series, our kid mods will be the first feature, and it'll be before intermission. We'll come back from intermission, and Jonathan will either have the late models or the modifieds first or second. It'll be those two classes first or second. And then we'll come back with our B mods and our Hornets. So if you guys are coming to watch the late models and modifieds, those will be your guys' first two features after intermission. And then that'll get you guys back on the road. I hope you would stay and watch our B mods and our Hornets, because honestly, last year those guys put on heck of races in every class in those two classes.
Oh, every week.
I mean, them Hornets.
Sometimes I'm a late model driver, but when your B mods and Hornets were putting on better shows than us, it was kind of like, for fans wise, let's put it that way. Like late model wise, it was fun. We had a lot of good racing too. But there was times when you got to actually sit back and watch the Hornets or the modifieds or B mods. They put on great races all around. So
yeah, and our Hornets last year, I don't know how many races we went green to checkered or only had one caution in that class.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good race in that Hornet class, and I think last year we averaged 26, 27 Hornets a night last year.
So there was a lot of times you guys had B mains.
Yeah. So, guys, don't slot. I know it's 4 cylinders and it's Hornets, and the late model fans and the modified fans say, I'm going to get up and go get a drink or something. Watch these guys, because they are hardworking class people that are coming to race, and they will put a show on you guys. And when they get out of that car at 9:30, 9:45 at night, and there's only 50 people left in the grandstands because everybody took off because the late models were done, stick around, guys. Show these guys. They're there to put on a show, and they do.
Yep.
So,
yeah, you're not going to be able to get in the pits any sooner. So you might as well sit and watch the races instead of staying at the gate. So
yeah, yep.
Because most of the drivers that come to this Mars race, most of them are going to stick around unless they have a bad night, which that's anybody. But a lot of the guys, you want to go back and get an autograph or something because you missed them at the T-shirt trailer. Anybody, for that matter. I won't leave till. Well, we talked about last night. I'm probably going to be having a camper that night, more than likely. So, plan on sticking around a long time these next few weeks. And it's like I said, last year we were hurrying up trying to get out of there because of the weather. But
Yeah.
this year we hope we have clean weather and good nights, and even if it's chilly, we'll have we'll have a fire usually going at the pit, and come by, have a beer, enjoy, grab a T-shirt. We're gonna have some of them in there this year and throughout the year, and
Yep.
there's gonna I know Fager, I know Bob Gardner, Camo would stick around. Unziger, obviously, he sticks around for a while too, and
Fager,
yeah,
yeah,
all of them.
Fager, he usually sticks around.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of
I
these
know there's a
Mars
handful that
guys,
hurry up, but
it's not like Summer Nationals night where they got to be to a racetrack the next night. A lot of
exactly.
these Mars late model guys, they will stick around. Jason's got a 35, 40-minute drive down the interstate to Bloomington.
Yep.
Ryan's got a 35, 40-minute drive up 24 to El Paso.
Mhm.
You, the other way up to Fairview, 35, 40-minute drive, but you're sticking
Okay.
around. Brayton
That's right.
Wallace and Todd Bennett, they're sticking around. I
Yep.
mean, come back, bring the kids back, come back and talk to the drivers, get the autographs. That's
We love that.
something-
Well, most of us love it.
Yeah,
I love it. I know there's a certain few drivers that they like to load up and get the hell out of there. I get it. When some of them been racing for a long time too, so they're done. They want to get home and get ready for the next one. But I'm going to say 90% of them, they're just like me and other guys next to us. They hang around. We have a beer, soda pop, whatever you want. Braden gets out of the car. My mom gives him Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
He's got to have one.
Yep.
So we always make sure that we're all family. That's when we bring up the Key Siegel stuff. It's a local area, a local track coming together, banding together, and creating a memorial of none other. Just like when you came to me for my dad's, this is the 4th annual. I never thought we'd ever have one, and my dad was around racing his entire life. He took a break as he got burnt out on some things, but Trevor was on there. My dad helped Jamie Neville, Trevor's dad, back in the day when he was running there. He had no pit crew. I couldn't get the car to run right, so dad walked by. He was helping my uncles. He'd walked by and said, "You got any? What do you need?" And he goes, "I can't get this car to run right." Dad totally rebuilt the carburetor, got the car going, got him running. Dad can't remember exactly where he finished that night, but Jamie's dad came over because he was in the grandstand and said, "I'd like to hire you." And Dad's like, "No, I'm helping my family. This is where I live with them. It's what we do." And Dad said he's not saying that was ever a regret because he doesn't know what life would be because he loved the life he had.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things, where you kind of get full circle, and we pulled up the track and we seen Neville racing on a trailer, and Dad was like, "That can't be Jamie Neville." I said, "Dad, that's Jamie Neville." I said, "That's his kids that race them cars in there." There ain't no damn way. I said, "Walk over there and talk to him." And he did, and he didn't recognize him at first, and they started talking, and then it was like two best friends again.
Yeah.
Hadn't seen each other in probably 30 years, but it's just that's the kind of group net thing that happens around this area is when anything happens, everybody bands together, whether you love him or hate him or whoever. You guys, everybody comes together. Like this lap money stuff it's incredible to me. It's heartwarming to me to see it because there's people that poured out there, and then when the fireworks go off for the 4 wide salute and then the green flag drops, hopefully I'm in it. I get to race it this year, hopefully, and I know we're going to run our ass off to get in the show. Hopefully, make it out of the heat race. But it's just awesome to be a part of it and what Peoria does for us and what you guys do. I mean, I can't thank you enough. So I'm excited for it this year again because it's just one more year. We get to celebrate Dad in a good way, and we get to do it again next year and hopefully for a while. So
Yep. It's like you said, it's a race that we keep building on.
Yep.
When we were sitting in your guys' kitchen room table right after your dad passed away, we were going through pictures for the funeral. And I told your mom right there what I was doing.
Yep.
And I don't think I've gotten a hug that tight since my dad passed away.
Yep.
But I know what it means to her, and I know what it means to you, and we're going to keep
Absolutely.
doing it because, yeah, your dad did take a break, and a lot of people may not know who Gary Swibel it was, but he was a local Peoria guy, and
for a long time.
For a long time, he
He worked on. That's the thing. No one knows who Dad was. They knew who the drivers were. They knew my Uncle Rob. They knew Ed Bolin, and then Dad kind of, like I said, he helped Jamie Neville. I said then just kind of being around the area, and Dad helping Rob and Willie for all them years, and even after Dad quit, Dad still helped them.
Yeah.
It was there. And then when we started racing, I still laugh this because it was to this day. I told Dad I want to go look at a race car. He goes, "No, you bring me 60 grand, and then we'll go racing." I said, "No, I ain't got 60 grand, but let's go look at this car in Iowa anyway." But so when we got back, as everybody knew us, we took a break from Peoria Speedway. We had our problems. It was good for me. It was good for Peoria. I think I don't know how things could have went. We were kind of seeing a bad side of both sides of the fence there, and we grew. We learned how to race at Fairbury and against those caliber of guys week in and week out. And then coming back to Peoria, it made us better driver. I think it made us be a little more respectful and learn. It made me learn quicker. And then when I've gone back to Fairbury, we've had good showings.
Yeah.
Peoria's home. It always will be. I grew up as a kid going to Spoon or Peoria. And wherever, if one rained out, we were going to the next one. It just kind of, Saturday nights were at the racetrack, and a lot of them were at Peoria Speedway. So
Yeah. That's the same with me. As
yeah.
you know, I mean, I grew up at Peoria from the time we moved here in '94. But when I hit freshman, sophomore year, I started going out to Spoon with George Hall. So I took a little break from Spoon,
Yep.
Peoria. And
Yep.
then I came back in 04 and started. 04 was my first year as an official for Sherry Hamilton. That was my senior year of high school.
Yeah.
I've been back every year. Well, I did take a little break. I was over at Fairbury for 2 years
Yep.
doing
You're
photography over there.
taking photos. Yep.
Yeah. So Jeff Fall went ahead and sponsored one lap for the modified, so we're down to 2 laps left.
Awesome. Thank you, Jeff.
So 2 laps left. Laps 24 and 25 is what's left for the modifieds. And once that's done, once those are filled up, I'll get everybody's names, like I said, and I'll put it in a wheel. And if it gets filled up tonight, we'll do the drawing for tomorrow. So that way it gives whoever wins it plenty of time to know they're coming.
Prepared to go.
Yeah, prepared to go. Yeah. So
Brian was asking which laps are left. I think you just mentioned it. So
24 and 25 is what's left in the modifieds. But yeah, so 500 or 5,000. Well, if you have the sticker on, 5,198 to win. If you have the sticker on for the late models, and if you have the sticker on for the modifieds, it's 2,198. Craig Martin just took lap 24, so lap 25. We got 3 people at the same time for 24.
Yeah, that was simultaneous.
Okay, so Jennifer said 24.
Gunner just jumped in
Gunner
too. Gonna need bonus laps.
Yeah.
Jennifer said she would take 25, and then so Brian.
Oh,
well, Jeff, I guess you have to look at the tape.
Yeah. So yeah, laps are sold out. I'll figure out well, we can go with Gunner's gonna have his souvenir trailer down there, so let's give Gunner one for sure. Because he's gonna have his trackside racewear souvenir trailer down there. Chris Archdale said sell the caution.
The caution.
So
and we can give
Brian
the other one.
We'll give you lap 24, and then we'll give Gunner at trackside racewear lap 25. Gunner,
thank you, Jennifer.
I'm glad he's on here because I have these sitting here. I don't know if anybody's seen the pictures of these, but we have pullback late models and modified.
Those things are beautiful.
With our sponsors on them. So this is the pullback modified. We'll have these on sale at the racetrack for $25. We want the number 5 here's the late model. It's got DNN auto body, Ted Dirtle, tree service, logo wear, and Reeser lawn care.
Those turned out awesome.
Yeah. So thanks to Gunner for doing these. We actually sold a few of them at the car show the other day. Also have We'll have the T-shirts on the Peoria Speedway T-shirts on sale at the racetrack, along with the hoodies, and then we got like 10 more hats, but I got 30 more on order, so we'll have hats on those, or the hats there also. So get your Peoria Speedway merch this week while you're at Peoria, because this is the first time in a long time we've had any, and
Absolutely.
as long as we sell this stuff, we'll keep doing it year after year. And I mean, we did those ones in 2019, and I think we sat on those for 2 race seasons. I just think we ordered way too much of them that year. But
Yeah, order a little bit as you can, and
yep, it was the first time we ever did it, so we weren't sure how much we needed, and so yeah, this was the first time since 2019 we've had shirts. First time we've ever had hoodies, and then we've done hats in the past, but this is we're back onto those. So. So and then all laps are sold. I'll get all that filled out. We'll do the live tomorrow on that.
Okay.
And get the winner out for that. But then we'll go ahead and we'll talk about the announcement we made today for the Keith Siegel Memorial. The highest purse
huge announcement
in history. 10,680 to win. 500 to start, which that can change because I am going to be doing, so I'm not going to say lap money sponsor. I'm just going to say a lap sponsor because the money is not going to go to the leader of the lap. $25 of that is going to go through the field to help make add money to each position. So it'll be $568 to start. If you finish second, I don't know what we're paying, but I'm just gonna throw out a number. $3,568 for second. Third, $1,268. Fourth, $1,068. Every position will pay a $68 at the bottom.
Yep.
So what we'll do is it'll be $50 per lap because it's a lap sponsor, but no lap money is going to the leader. It's going to help everybody. So it'll be $50, but $25 of that goes to the purse. Another $25 goes to a trust fund for Keith's daughter, Presley.
Yep.
So
that's awesome. That is a super awesome deal there.
Yeah. And then people's asked about entry fees. We're not doing an entry fee. The reason for not doing an entry fee is we are going to ask the drivers at the draw table as they come in, we're going to have a jug set up. We are going to do a donation jug, and all money raised at the sign-in area, that money is also going into a trust for Paisley.
Hell yeah.
Josh, we haven't decided if it's going to be 20 or 22. We have not decided on that yet, but 20 or 22. We don't do any more than that. Peoria is small. It's tight. 20 to 22 is max. We haven't decided on what we're doing there yet. But and then we're gonna have T-shirts. We're gonna have hats. Again, no money is anything we're keeping. All that is also going into the trust fund for Presley. So anything raised money-wise from the fans, from the drivers, from the crew, it's all going to Presley in a trust fund.
And I can probably do a 50-50. We'll have plenty of people to help out with that. And
and there's a Gary Cook Jr. door on the Peoria Speedway Facebook page. I'm not selling them yet, Chris. I'm waiting till after we get through with the Gary Swivel Memorial, and I'll probably even wait till after I get done with the 1400 to win, because that's also something everybody comes together for, because everybody's affected by mental health. And we lost family and close friends to that. So a lot of people chip in, and that's how we pay the 1400 to win in each class. So after the May race, then I'll start with the Keith's Memorial laps. Like I said, it'll be $50 a lap. 25 goes to the purse. 25 goes to the trust fund for Presley. But yeah, we'll have the Keith Siegel Memorial hats. I think we've I don't know if we've shared the logo of that or not, but Barry Sauter made it.
I think we have a couple times. Yeah, it's awesome. It's beautiful.
Those will probably be $30 a piece. I know we're planning on ordering about 100 of those. So All that money will go to the trust fund. But I was talking about the Gary Cook Jr. Memorial or Gary Cook Jr. door. Cody Magner has the last door Gary Cook Jr. raced, and it is signed. He has that up for auction on the Peoria Speedway Facebook page right now. That auction will go till Friday night at 7 p.m. The highest bid right now is at $500 by Cameron Cobb.
Nice.
Whatever that door goes for, all that money is also going to Presley in the trust fund. And we're going to do a couple of these auctions throughout the year. We're not going to do them all at once. We're not going to do them all that night. We're just going to keep doing them throughout the year. So all this is to help Presley. Keith was a good friend to a lot of people at Peoria Speedway, a father, a husband, a friend, cousin. I mean, he affected a lot of people. And we went to a family friends dinner last night, and you just tell how much that meant to the Moorfields with everybody being there last night. And
Absolutely.
what Jay said about we're tired of seeing all our family and friends just at funerals or at the racetrack some Saturdays. So there was probably 50, 60 people there last night.
Yeah, there was a lot of people.
Yeah. It will be a 40-lap feature event for Keith's memorial race. People have asked, why aren't we doing 68 laps?
We've had that talk a lot.
68 laps. All right, I'll be straight honest. At Peoria Speedway, after 50 laps, the races suck. They suck. That's why we no longer do 100-lap features. That's why we don't do anything over 50 laps anymore. Because most of the time, once we hit that 50-lap mark, it starts getting follow the leader, or not enough cars are finishing the race. They're just dropping out because they've hit that mark. And it's really, for what we can pay at Peoria Speedway, it's not like 5,000 is the most we can honestly do without having sponsorship help. 5,000 is, and even for 5,000, we need that sponsorship help. But for Cole Sweibold or for Brayton Wallace or for Robbie Bauman or Curtis Radke, 100 laps doesn't make any sense.
No.
Jason Fager and Ryan Unzicker, who have won the 100-lap rule, probably agree with me. It just doesn't make sense unless we can pay $50,000.
Yep. You got to pay fat cash anymore for those 100. Anything above 50 laps, you got to pay big money. And it just, even for Keith's race, like we've said, when we've said it's modifieds, half of them don't have big late model tanks. So you'd have to do a pit stop. Well, then do you allow them to change tires? Do you allow them to make adjustments? Do they send them to the tail? Do you just let them fuel?
Yep.
I remember back in the day when Peoria had the Illinois State Championship modified race at lap 50, and you hoped most of the field was still around at lap 50, they would do a tire change and adjustment at 15 minutes, fuel up, back at it again.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun because they were doing it on the front stretch.
Yeah.
As a fan, but then also now as a driver, it's just not fun. Now I'm burning up 2 right rear tires, possibly 2 left rear tires, and tires are $250 a piece or whatever they are now, and fuel's $12 to $15 a gallon. So you're kind of like, we're racing for the same money we did 20 years ago as we are now, and that money don't mean as much as it did back then.
No.
So I like it where you guys are only doing 50-lap races. And Keith, a 40-lap B-Mod race. Now, like we've said earlier, some of them B-Mod features have been awesome. There's been a lot of B-Mod features where I'm sitting in the lineup chute falling asleep because it's caution after caution after caution. And you don't want to see that. And running for that kind of money, I hope a lot of the guys that are running it going to use their heads, realize this is a 40-lap race. I can't win it on the first lap, but it's also one of those things to where it's open wheel, so you make a little bump and you get spun out, flat tire, crash, whatever. I think it's going to be a really big race. You're going to, like Josh just said, I think there's going to be some bigger names running B-Mods that night.
Yeah.
It is Peoria Speedway B-Mod rules. It's not the big ass motors with a 2-barrel or all this dumb, my opinion, dumb pro mod late rules I think are ridiculous because you're running a modified. If you want to spend that money or run for a smaller purse, you don't make sense to me, but it's whatever.
Yeah, it's a 360 cubic inch or less motor on a 2-barrel
All steel
carburetor, or you can run a 602 sealed crate motor with a 4-barrel.
with a 4-barrel. And to me, that is the best rules. Your 4-bar, 3-link, leaf spring, whatever the hell you want to do on the rear. We basic shock rules, nothing crazy, and it works. I think the car counts prove it.
Yeah. Yep.
And I think it'll make that 40-lap feature with whoever shows up. I assume you'll see guys like, you'll see Jake Allen, you'll see Josh Allen possibly, or Alan Weiser maybe. I know there's talks of him with his modified, what he's maybe doing.
Yeah.
But it's big money. Yeah, I mean, I don't expect anybody to come do that. It's $10,000, and we're the track like Peoria, where a lot of the drivers have ran that place. If I had a modified, I'd call Roger Rebels and see if he wanted to drive it. You know what I mean? Like, because it's money. And you wanted the most cars you can get. I know you haven't talked about what classes that night, but I know time limits and different things. We've even made the joke in our group where we might have to make this a 2-day show and we don't know it. Just got to see with signups and stuff. No entry fees. That's the best thing you guys could do. That's a burden that nobody has to worry about.
So there is a link already up to go in and pre-register.
Mm-hmm.
I want as many B-Mod drivers to pre-register that are planning to come, so that gives me an idea of how many cars I'm really expecting, and that will help us determine how many classes we're going to run that night.
Yep.
Right now, I bet we only run 3 classes.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you right now, Hornets is going to be one of them. Keith came from the Hornets class. Hornets will be on that schedule. So right now, I can tell you B-Mods and Hornets are on that schedule.
No matter what.
As far as if it's late models or modifieds, we don't know yet. We're gonna see how things work out. To me, I think you need the big tire cars out there to help push the racetrack up. So I think you need the big tires, I think. But we'll see what we decide on that. I'm sure we'll know by the middle of June what that class is going to be.
Because we'll absolutely.
But
we've talked to Jeff. This will be the first race coming back from the July break.
Yes,
which is huge. It'll be great for the fans, great for some drivers, and if whatever class ain't running that night, Spoon River's not running that night.
Nope.
Would we say so? You got Fairbury running, Peoria will be running a big show that night.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see a problem with it. I think it's going to be great, honestly. And Josh, I would love to see 100+ B-Mods. That'd be cool. I would already throw out the number. I would say 60 for sure.
Yeah, I'm thinking 60 to 70 B-Mods for sure. And that's what our Hornet car count, it's going anywhere between 20 to 30. So right there out of 2 classes, we're going to bet on 100 race cars. So that's where we throw in, are we going to run the modifieds or are we going to run the late models to where we know we get 15 to 20 in each of those.
Yep.
So, and if we do run the
I'll be there regardless.
If we do run the kid mods that night, the kid mods they don't need transponders. We can hand score the kid mods.
Yeah.
So, but it's going to come down to the time. Like I said, that's why I got this pre-register open, is so it gives me an idea of what I'm really looking at. So that'll be open all the way up until the race. So again, you can find that on it's actually on his the event page that we created for the Keith Siegel Memorial. The link is in the description there. I'm going to say I've got 20. I can honestly look and tell you right now. I'm not going to say who's entered because I'm not going to do that. I want you guys to show up and see who's there. I'm at 22 cars right now, and this thing's only
already.
So You guys can see who shows up when you get there, but no, all classes aren't pre-registering, Melanie. Just the B mods. I had everybody else register for the season just because that will help on opening night to where we're not creating profiles. So
Yep.
that's why I've got 90 cars pre-registered for the season.
Mhm.
So that will help to where I've got 90. So I'll have 90 names in our classes already. So, but yeah, I'm thinking we'll have 115 to 120 cars altogether that night.
Totally agree.
And if anybody knows me, the last time I had 120 cars at Peoria, I was still done at 10:15 at the latest.
Yeah, we were hustling, and everybody appreciated it so much.
Yeah, and
Because everybody was kind of nervous pulling in. We thought we was going to have a late night, but it seemed like that night too. I think it was probably the most respectful racing out of all classes that night.
Yeah,
like everybody ran great races. The features were great. The show got in, got out. Everybody got to hang out afterwards. It was. I don't think Keith was bitching about burning up a tire that night. I can't remember.
And here's another thing: if you have not ran Peoria Speedway, here is one thing that if you are a driver and a racer, you are going to love this. Cole, how do we pay out?
Cash. And you get paid that night. Take your transponder off, go get your driver. Whoever does it for you, they get your driver's license and you get your cash. There's no question about it. There's no waiting 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. There's no waiting 1 week or the mail lost it or you lost it in the mail. Peoria Speedway pays cash that night. And I have loved that ever since they started doing that.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yep.
You're getting paid.
You show up to Peoria Speedway, you pay with cash, we pay you back out with cash. That's how we do it. So if you have not ran Peoria Speedway, you will get paid cash that night. I promise you.
Yep. There's no bull crap in the mail. I promise you that.
No.
That's a Fairbury. I like what they do too. They cut you a check right there. They announce it over and over and over again.
Yep.
To let you know, hey, payouts are ready for this class. Come get them and whatever. And Peoria does the same thing. Payouts are ready when usually it's after the last checkered flag.
Well, even before that. So
yeah, because usually you're usually a class behind.
Yep. So what we tried doing is street stocks will probably end up being first. Mm-hmm. By the time the end of that B mod feature is done, because they'll probably be our second class. I'm just talking about for this coming Saturday. It'll probably go street stocks, B mods, late models, and modifieds. I'll be on and then Hornets. Mm-hmm. But as soon as that B mod feature is done, our street stock pay should be down at the beer tent, and them street stock drivers should be able to turn their transponders in and get their money. And if they want to go ahead and leave, and it's 8:45 or 8:30, go ahead. Head back home if you want to. I appreciate you guys coming. The thing is, with me growing up at Peoria Speedway, same with Cody Magner, we want to do everything we can to see Peoria Speedway to keep getting better and better and better. We don't want to see Peoria Speedway growing grass in 3 to 4, 5, 10 years. We don't want to see that place bulldozed down. So we do everything we can to keep this place going. And Brandon has listened to a lot of our crazy ideas, and it's been working. So I got to thank him for even listening to the crazy ideas, because a lot of people wouldn't listen to us. And
no.
it started to work. And are there nights I'll call Jonathan or I'll send a text to Matt? Yeah. Hey, I had this happen tonight. What would you guys do at Fairbury Speedway? I want to see if we're on the same page. Yep. And we are. I do the exact same thing they do.
Yep, exactly. So, and that's where I really like what Matt and Jonathan Clayton have built a really good relationship with you guys, because you guys have that ability to go, hey, this happened tonight. We did this. You guys do the same thing, vice versa. And it's you can't thank them guys enough, because everybody puts Fairbury on the #1 pedestal.
Mhm.
And they've had the races to prove that. And so when you have questions, who do you ask? You got to ask the best.
Yep.
And Matt Curl has done a lot for Fairbury Speedway and made it great. Jonathan Clayton is a protege in the making. You can say that because of what he's done with the Mars Series, taking the reins, and to have those guys in your back pocket really has to make you feel good, Jeff.
Yeah. Yep. I can go to them about anything, and
Mhm.
it's appreciated. I'll text Lance Spiker too. I'll be like, Lance, what would you do
Oh
at
yeah,
Fairbury City?
absolutely.
I
Yeah.
mean, I could do that with any of the tracks. Honestly, Adam, I could do that with him with Lincoln and Macon. It's just the same page as all these other racetracks. So, say driver comes up to me and says, "Well, Fairbury don't do it that way; they do it this way." Well, I
No,
talk.
it's not what I was just told.
Yeah,
You know what I
I
mean?
yeah,
And I think Spoon's been doing that with. I know Tim and Mickey. They've talked a lot with Matt and them because I know Matt was trying to help them guys get kind of, especially with the bigger shows,
yeah,
giving them ideas and different things to make that smoother. And they got a big learning curve over there,
yep,
and they're going places I really like. Spoon's another track we don't ever want to see grow grass, like we just talked about. It's two tracks we grew up as kids
hmm
and racing. You taking photos, and it's funny you brought up George Hall. I remember the orange and white 71 for a long time parking in the infield.
yep. We were in the infield every week.
Oh yeah,
Yep, I had my little film camera back then, nothing too big, but I'd go over there in turns 3 and 4, and I was shooting in great junior high, soft or high school, taking pictures back then. But
hell yeah, man. I was buying them.
so now, dang, we've had a good view of people this whole time. But
I think
we're
so.
hitting an
It's
hour.
been good.
Yeah, we've hit an hour, and I think
Mhm.
we don't like to go too much longer than that. So, but this
Yeah,
weekend,
this
guys.
Saturday.
Yeah, this Saturday, Peoria Speedway, Gary Cook Jr. Memorial, 2064 to win. Pit gates open at 2:00. Please get there early because you're going to have paperwork to fill out. Your cars are going to have to go through tech. Um, what else? So yeah, pits open at 2. Grandstands open at 4:30. Draw closes at 5. If you do not make draw, you are not going to, in your class time trials, you are not time trialing. You will start dead last in your heat race. I'm tired of people showing up week after week after week afterwards because all they know is they're going to time trial at the end of the pack. No.
No.
If you are not going to
We've
make
told them
draw,
many times just to message the page or message you.
yeah,
I'm running late.
yeah,
You know,
yep.
don't just show up and expect it. So
Yeah. If your class time trials and you do not make the draw, you're starting dead last in your heat race. Plain and simple. Drivers meeting will be at 5:15. Late model hot laps will hit the track at 5:30.
Mhm.
Then I will have a modified hot lap session, and then we will come. So if I have 12 cars in the street stocks, they will hot lap qualify. If not, the street stocks will just hot lap. If I have less than 12 cars, street stocks will just hot lap.
Mhm.
But then we will come back with B mod time trials, late model time trials, modified time trials, and then come in with a kid mod heat races, street stock heat races, B mod heat races, modified heat races, late model heat races, and Hornet heat. Hornets, you guys will probably go, depending if you guys have a B main. If you guys have a B main, your class will get moved up.
Yeah.
But for features, it will be kid mods before intermission, street stocks, B mods, late models, modifieds, and then the Hornets for the feature. And Hornet guys, the reason why we do run you later in the night is because if we get close to that curfew, your cars are not as loud as the other ones, so we will not hear as much gripe about the noise complaint. So that is why we do run you guys towards the end of the night. I know you guys have asked why we don't run you up earlier, but that is why. If we are getting close to that curfew, your class will not get us in trouble. So that is why you guys run later in the night. But that's the plan for this weekend. And then next Saturday, the Gary Swivel Memorial on the 26th.
Ours
Please
late
come.
models and modifieds.
Please come to the races and support the race, because yes, it's on flow. To me, there needs to be a 60-mile radius block out, because if you can be at the racetrack, please come to the racetrack, because we need as many people to keep these shows going.
Yep, we need the butts in the seats, butts in the pits. I don't care where you buy it. It's a chance that you want to see, and you get maybe a little dirt in your soda pop or beer. But where I've noticed, now granted, I will say the last couple nights the racing's been good at Farmer City and stuff, but I was not able. We had a family fire at a house we had to take care of. But when you only get to see two cars on the videos, where when you want to watch your guy that your best friend's running fifth, you didn't get to see him on TV. That kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Or maybe he was running third, but they only showed first and second and fifth and sixth for the leads or the passing there. It's TV's great, especially when it's hot, but I get it. But you don't get to get the experience you get when you're there live. And especially Dad's race, like Brandon said earlier, we have fireworks, and the fireworks we put on for Dad's 4-wide salute and when the checker flag flies, they thump. I don't buy cheap fireworks by any means. They're loud, they're thumpers, and the TV don't do justice for what we put on there. And it's a little mini 4th of July deal we do in a sense, but I appreciate Clayton and Brandon Dean letting me do that.
Yep.
We always bring our fire extinguishers because those things usually catch on fire afterwards because they're so hot. But it's something you don't want to miss. Butts in the seats every night. The big shows. You can't go to a movie theater or take your kids out anywhere for as cheap as it is to go to a show like this and the entertainment you get to see. And I'm excited for it. It's going to be a big night. I hope our weather looks like it's going to be pretty good here, hopefully, and we start getting into the swing of normal race season. And I'm excited for it, man. I really hope we have a good year and good next 2 weeks, starting off the year right with Peoria Speedway getting some big shows in. I'm excited for it.
Yep, I'm ready to go. I've been ready since that last practice. Last week was just not 2 weeks ago. It was not
2 weeks.
Yeah, it was,
there was too much water.
Too much water and too dang cold. I mean,
yeah,
we might have been lucky to have 50 people in the grandstands that night if we would have raced.
I agree. We I know some people made the comment like, need to start a little earlier. It's like, well, on a night like that, with the rain, the dampness, it was cold at 4 o'clock. It was cold at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Now, like we've talked about October nights, if we ever could run in October again, say we start at 3 o'clock. I think it could happen, but you're gambling in October because you don't know what you're going to get when that sun goes down.
Yeah.
But you guys made the right call like every other racetrack did that weekend. So there was no chance of anything working out that weekend. So,
well, I hope we see a lot of you guys this Saturday. Opening night. This is the 78th season at Peoria Speedway.
That's impressive. Not a lot of people can say that.
No. So
man, that's awesome.
It is $18 to get in this week because of the special. Next week will be $25. But when we get back to our weekly shows, guys, $12. Our weekly shows are just $12. So let's
keep your 35 pits.
Yeah, so 35 pits.
Great prices.
Well, this week and next week will be 40 because 40. Of the specials. Yep. But weekly shows are $12 for the grandstands, 10 and under free, 35 for the pits, 10 and under are 15. Now, if you have a baby that doesn't walk, don't quote me on this. I don't know if we charge for a child that doesn't walk, but that's our pricing for weekly shows. But yeah, please come and support it. Let's keep doing these shows. We'll be live. Like I said, we'll be live tomorrow night since all the laps are filled. We'll do the draw for tomorrow.
Perfect.
We'll probably do it at 7. Let's just do 7 o'clock again. We'll do.
That sounds good to me.
It's 10 minutes, so 10 minutes is what it'll take us. So if you bought a lap, join us tomorrow, and we'll come up with a winner for the 2 free pit passes. So that'll give you a chance if you want to go hang out with Cole or check what Cole's doing, go see Cole. You can do that, or you can walk around and just see what all the Mars guys are doing, or other local racers, see what they're doing. So
Come on out and join with us.
yeah, yep. And
You get to see I'll have my security dog there, my pit bull. He's antsy to see everybody. So he'll probably be asleep knowing him, but he'll have his security hoodie on or a full Cole racing shirt on. So he's excited to see everybody. He's a lovable dog. So,
yep. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us this week. Again, we'll see you tomorrow if you bought a lap. And then if not, hopefully we see you this Saturday. Come say hi to Cole. Yell at me if you want to. You don't have to. I get yelled at on Saturday a lot, so I'll probably just wave at you, but you can yell at me all you want. But we'll hopefully see you guys then. So
absolutely.
yep. So have a good night, guys. And Cole, I'll talk to you. Well, I'll probably end up talking to you more tonight, or if not tomorrow morning. So
Absolutely.
all right, we'll see you guys later.
Thanks, guys.